stillness somewhere above. The city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true that you were lost and this is a clue.
Today I'm wearing one of my favorite t-shirts, just one more drone, I promise, because I really think it fits the occasion. We have a brand new drone on the channel, and this is the iFlight Alpha A85 HD 2-inch whoop that has just been announced recently by iFlight. It's a really tiny, portable, 84-gram, super small quadcopter that works with the DJI FPV system. And for me, it's really fascinating to see how much tech has been put together into this tiny little body that holds everything together and allows you to fly with your DJI FPV system and pilot this super tiny drone. So in today's video, I'll tell you more about this product, show you how it flies, and tell you what I think about it and why I think these little drones are here to stay, and why pretty much every single company which is working with FPV drones is creating something like this, because they are super fun to fly and are also very capable as well. When you first look at the drone, you notice straight away this really cool matte black color, and that's something that I really enjoy about this drone in particular. I like the color, it's very stealthy and it looks nice, it looks cool. Now of course I say that and I notice straight away that I have broken a little piece from the back, one of the pieces that holds the antenna. But the good thing is that, as far as I remember, there's an extra canopy. This part here on top can be replaced, and let me just see if I can find that. Yeah, there you go. You have an extra piece in the box that you can replace in case of a crash. And of course, I crashed this one quite a lot, so of course it's understandable to break something on the drone itself. But anyway, the overall look of this drone is great. It comes with everything blacked out and it looks stealthy, it looks cool, and it comes with the Caddx Vista inside under the canopy here, and with the new Caddx Nebula camera on the front. This Caddx Nebula camera is something that is a first for me. I've always flown with the Air Unit's default camera and with the regular Caddx Vista, which has the same camera as the Air Unit. But this one is actually a bit cheaper, and rightly so, because the quality is of course worse than what you get on the Air Unit itself. But for a tiny quad like this, I actually think it's quite nice. There are a few problems with this camera, of course, and mostly they are when you're flying from a really dark spot, let's say in the shadows, and you go to a brighter spot. The transition between the shadows and the brighter spots are really harsh, and that makes some problems with the dynamic range of the camera. So for a few seconds you start seeing some artifacts, and just the quality in general switches up very badly, and it looks bad for a couple of seconds, but then it gets fixed and it's actually fine. I really think the Caddx Nebula camera is fine, especially for those people who are flying small drones like this one. It really does make sense to use that camera, and it also to keep the costs down. But of course, the regular Caddx Vista or Air Unit cameras are a lot better in terms of quality compared to the Nebula. Now, one thing I want to say is that I updated this A85 drone to the newest DJI firmware, which allows you to use 50 megabits bitrate on the camera itself. There is no way to record on the drone itself, so the footage that you're seeing is recorded from my goggles. It's DVR from my goggles, but it's still quite nice for a camera like this. And of course, with the latest firmware update, which allows you to use 50 megabits on pretty much any DJI FPV drone, I think this update comes at the perfect time for this little quad. I wouldn't use this for capturing cinematic footage. I know many people would try to use like a naked GoPro or something else strapped on the drone itself, but for me, I personally tried just having fun with this drone. I I find it to be a bit more geared towards people who just want to have fun. Of course, you can change a few things and make this work with a naked GoPro. I know this is the next crazy thing that everyone is talking about. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of naked GoPros, and I don't really know if I want to get on that hype train. So for now, I will be sticking to the regular A85 HD. I might go and use my Insta360 Go. I just need to find out a good way to mount the camera itself on the drone, because there really isn't a perfect placement for the Insta360 Go on this drone. I might have to work with some custom 3D prints to make it work, but for now I'm just using the naked drone itself and just want to give you guys my opinion on how it flies, how it records, and what I think about it. One thing I noticed when flying this drone is, of course, because of its small size, you can do pretty much anything you want with it. You can go through tight gaps, you can go through people's legs, you can do whatever you want. And as long as it's not windy, you will be just fine. It's very controllable, it's very good for maneuvers. It flies very smoothly as well. I was really impressed with the amount of or the lack of jello in my footage. It was just very smooth, very stable. And keep in mind, most of these drones, the tiny ones, are really shaky when you fly. Even without any wind around you, they are very, very shaky. This one comes pre-built and it was pre-tuned as well from iFlight, and I was really, really positively surprised to see how well it flew, even though it was a bit windy when I tested it. Now, I've been using these batteries right here, the Tatu 650 milliamp hour 4S batteries, and they give me around 6 to 7 minutes of flight time with each battery. There is no problem for the drone to fly with these right here. I have 2S batteries, pretty much the same batteries, but 2S, and they were too weak for this drone. It wasn't able to lift off with them, so I had to purchase some new ones. But with these, it's actually quite enjoyable to fly. They give enough power, enough punch to the drone, and you can really go through pretty much any gap you want. Besides this extra canopy which comes in the package, which is a nice touch, like I said, you also get a set of spare props in the package, a wiring diagram. So if you are using a third-party receiver, and if you need some help with setting it up, maybe you want to attach something else like a LED or a buzzer or anything like that, there is a diagram here which shows you everything you need to know. And you also get this small package with some tools, some stickers, an extra strap for the battery, and pretty much that's it. As I'm using a Tango 2 remote controller, I also have a Crossfire receiver here inside this tiny little drone, and it's really amazing for me how well they managed to put everything together so it all fits into this tiny body. The Crossfire works great. The distance, I haven't tested the maximum range of this drone, of course, but I had the chance to fly in different situations with this drone, and the signal was just rock solid, of course, as you would expect. And depending on what remote you're using, you can of course buy this drone with different receivers. Now, of course, when talking about buying one of these, I need to mention the price. The price is $250 without any receivers. So if you're using the DJI remote controller, it's $250. If you decide to buy this drone, I would suggest you to get a couple of spare parts, and even though you have an extra canopy here in the package, I would suggest you to maybe buy another one and buy one of these frames right here. In case they break, you'll have a replacement, because this drone is, you know, it gives you so much confidence. You will try some crazy maneuvers, and I'm sure when trying some of these, you will crash. It's inevitable. So crashes are of course something that this drone is capable to withstand, but with spare parts you will have a better peace of mind, and you'll fly more relaxed maybe. So that's just something that I would recommend. So all in all, the Alpha A85, tons of fun to fly. It has 6 to 7 minutes of flight time with these batteries right here, which I will be linking below if you want to check them out. It's very durable, it flies great, it's very smooth as well. I haven't tested the Insta360 Go on it. I'm thinking about different ways to attach it to the drone, but once I do that, I will actually be able to record in full HD with this drone without having to rely on my goggles DVR, which is also good, don't get me wrong, but full HD would be better if you want to record some videos that you can post online. But with that being said, I really think this drone is tons of fun to fly. I personally wouldn't convert it to anything more than it is. I would just use it straight like this because I really enjoyed flying maybe in the branches, in some forests, close to people. It's fine. I've crashed into many of my friends with this drone and it's not dangerous at all. They don't feel any pain when they get hit with this drone, so it's fine to fly around people. It's fine to fly around all sorts of obstacles, and it's just an amazingly fun drone to fly, and I just like it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video, this little review of the iFlight A85 HD, and thanks to iFlight for sending it to me so I can check it out. I definitely plan to use it a lot more in the future. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. It's been a pleasure. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.